Good afternoon, everybody. This is Dwayne Hines. We're coming to you from a new show. Maybe you've heard of us before. You watch me, you followed me, radio. But this is Real Talk Real Estate. We're back. I'm back with you today with my co-host, Damian Hughes.
Good afternoon, Houston. How you doing?
And he also is the second part of the Double Ds. So what we're going to do today, we're going to sit and talk about real estate. We're going to talk about the behind the scenes, the real talk. We're going to break some myths. We're going to erase some things that are out there.
Underwriting?
We're going to show you how we get you into we make you underwriting ready, okay?
Credit reports?
Credit reports. You know, we're going to cover all of that as we go on.
Even Credit Karma? That kind of stuff?
We're going to do all that. We're going to talk about the Credit Karma. We're going to talk about the credit scores that you think are really your credit scores, and then when you get to the table to buy a home, you find out your credit scores are not really what you thought they were. We're going to do all of that. We're going to tell you why you get so frustrated, not with me on the real estate side and the prepping, but with him on the lending, on the mortgage side,
The
on
details.
the details.
The detail
Why?
side.
Why? You know, when you're asking why, we're going to be covering all of that on this show. We're really just going to talk about real estate on a whole. For those of you that have been trying and haven't been successful for whatever the reason is, we're gonna cover a lot of things. We're gonna leave a number for you. The number is 713-256-8724. That's 713-256-8724. So write that number down, because in the coming weeks, you're going to need that number. You're going to use that number. You're going to make your appointment. You're going to come in and see us after you hear us, and you're going to find out just why you couldn't get your home and just how we can get you into your home, okay?
And I think what's going to make this is a special situation is I'm a banker, so I'm going to attack it and answer questions from a financial standpoint. And Dwayne is a realtor. So he's going to answer the question from a standpoint of properties on the market, what's affordable, how the market is doing in the Houston, the Texas area.
So let me just ask this. So we're gonna talk about you for a minute, Damian.
Good things, I hope.
I'm gonna squeeze some good stuff out. Now it's gonna be hard, but since this is the introductory thing, we're trying to get you familiar with us. I'm not gonna go too bad on it.
And before we just tell me a little bit about your background, since we're going to do an introduction.
I want to know your back. I asked that. You can't flip it back to me. You got to first answer the question.
I got you.
Tell me about you. I know about you. You know, you go give the speak. You know, the radio spiel you would give about,
So I've been in banking, mortgage banking specifically, for 20 plus years.
Okay.
The teams I've managed have helped over, or are responsible for originating over $500 million in loan volume to help people get into properties. I am a Prairie View Panther.
We ain't all that. We just.
Well, no, I'm just saying I'm a Panther. I'm a PV all the way.
Didn't ask you about the purple. We just.
And my expertise is to help people get into their home. Bottom line. No matter if you have a perfect situation or less than perfect situation, I have the in-depth knowledge to assist you down the path of home ownership and help you achieve your financial goals as far as real estate and mortgage banking is concerned.
So this is what this is. Let me even take that a little further, okay? So people get an understanding of what they're going to be dealing with. Damian and I have been working together now for what? Going on 7-8 years.
I know it's been a minute.
It's been a long time.
And then when you add COVID in there, those are the disappearing years.
But we don't work together simply because he's a mortgage banker. Okay, I could have worked with any mortgage banker in Houston. My background is real estate, mortgage, insurance.
Let's talk about you, man. Go ahead and tell the people what you got.
Yeah, my background is real estate, insurance, mortgage, law, all of that. Okay, but what makes us work good together is simply this. We know how to work together and think outside of the box while staying inside of the guidelines.
Solution oriented. That's
Okay,
what we are.
so what we want to do is show people that and let them see that we take cans and turn them into cans. Okay, we are the people that you need to see when you've been discouraged about buying a house. You just feel like you can't get it. You are self-employed, whether you driving trucks, doing hair, it doesn't really matter. All of you out there that have had some issue with owning your home, we're here to break those myths. We're here to give you solutions to your problems. We're here to answer the questions. Okay? So between the two of us, as Damien like to say, we have over 40 plus years of real estate experience.
You know what that mean, Hines?
Well,
that mean
you getting old. Yeah, you getting old.
Yeah.
See, he's getting old. I'm doing it like the wine. They want the wine. The older the wine, the better it is. But he's kind of like the beer. You can't have beer after it gets stale or something. Ain't that what you tell me?
I don't even drink beer, man.
Oh, you don't drink beer?
I don't know the beer details.
That must be the producer that drink the beer. Somebody drink beer. That's
must be
why I
that brother
said
over
that.
there. Yeah.
But when you watch this show, we are going to. I like to say we're gonna let you know that you can now own your home, because personally, I believe this, that if you're working 40 hours a week, every day, and you want to own a home, there's absolutely no reason that you can't. Now, I'm not gonna say you can just come to me and say, I want a home, but you want a mansion. Well, okay, we're gonna be realistic about it, okay? This is real talk real estate, okay? We're not advertising for anybody but you and us, and we do teamwork. Damien likes to say, what?
Well, teamwork
makes the dream work. So, so when you come to people and ask them for help, it's not one of those situations where you just sit back and ask me what I'm going to do. It's not what I'm going to do. It's what we're going to do, okay? In order for us to put you in your home, you're going to have some responsibilities. I'm going to have some responsibilities. And Damien will have some responsibilities. But we don't turn away anybody, okay? We don't do that. All we need to know is that you really want to own a home, okay? That's all we need. We need that, your participation and cooperation, and you will become a homeowner.
Well, Hines, now what if I got divorced? Can I purchase a home?
You can purchase a home, yeah. You
Hines,
got divorced.
What if I had a bankruptcy in the past?
You had a bankruptcy. We've done those. We've knocked down all the myths.
What if I had a home and some stuff happened to me and the home got taken away, got foreclosed upon? Can I buy another home?
You can.
Or am I just barred for life?
No. Everybody, that's called life, what you just said, and we've all experienced that.
Now,
Some
Hines,
of us.
do I need 20% down? Do I need a whole lot of money to get a house? Because I've been hearing that you can't buy a house unless you got 20%.
No,
What about
that's
that?
not true. Your down payments go from 0 to 20. Okay. Nobody's the same. The only similarities you have in this home buying process with everybody else, it's like a Social Security card. Everybody has one, but the numbers are different. So everybody that comes in here, you can't base your situation on your friend, your relative, your neighbor. It's not going to work like that, okay? Some people, it took them a little of nothing. Some people, it took them a little work, but the end result is the same. There are a lot of people out there in Houston, Harris County, and Fort Bend, and Montgomery County that are now in their homes when they thought they couldn't get in there.
Right.
Okay.
What if I missed some payments on my credit card? Christmas came and holidays came and I had to take care of my girlfriend, my wife, and my kids. And
You out there living above your means?
Possibly so. But I missed a credit card payment. Do I have to get that right, or can I still get a home if that happened to me?
You can still get a home, because this is what we do, okay? We don't tell you what to do. We work with you and show you what we need you to do to get you into a home buying position, to make you underwriting ready, okay? There's a big difference between you come in and you think you can buy a home because your credit score is good. That don't mean nothing. All that means in the real estate business and the mortgage business is that because of your credit score, you may be eligible to apply for a mortgage loan. It does not mean that you can buy a house.
I got one more question, and this is geared towards Houston is an entrepreneurial city, so a lot of people are
Loving
self-employed.
those. We loving those. You know, we've dealt with the self-employed.
Hi, so I ain't filed taxes in 5 years.
That's okay.
Can
we got
can
that.
I?
We
Can you still help me get a house?
I can still help you.
If I ain't even filed my tax, you can help.
Yep, we can still help them.
Okay.
You know, we can still help them.
Sounds like this is the right place.
This is the client base that we have on the regular. This is what we deal with now, the self-employed. Those people that don't know what direction to take, because here's the reality of home buying. You can go to anybody in the business of selling you a home. You listen to what I'm saying. You can go to anybody in the business of selling you a home, okay? And based on your circumstances, they may say, oh, yeah, I can help you. But what if you have some unforeseen things that happen, some bad things on your report?
As you just said, life happens.
Life happens. What
Stuff
about that?
happens.
See, now you're not that perfect client now. You're that client that really needs some help getting in position.
And Hines, let me ask you, what does perfect mean anyway, as far as the credit in the financial world? Does that perfect even exist? I think that's a myth that everyone's chasing.
So you about to crank me up. This supposed to be introduction, but you about to start something.
Start preaching, Hines.
There's no such thing as perfect in the real estate business.
Yeah.
When you come in, you may be
a lot
20,
of people
21
always say,
years.
I want to get ready. I'm going to get myself ready.
When you say that, they don't even know what they're talking about. They don't know what getting ready is.
Exactly.
Okay. You need us or somebody like us to put you into that home buying position.
Ain't nobody like us, Hines. I think they need
don't
us.
nobody do the stuff we
They
do.
need
I
us,
mean,
man.
they really don't. Let's just call it like it is. They're not doing what we're doing. I mean, you know, to go back to the perfect thing real quick.
Yeah. What does that? I want to be perfect. I'm trying to get
I've
myself
had,
right. What does that mean?
I have had the opportunity to talk to people that walk in. We look at them. And a couple of these are before you, but their credit scores, it literally was 800. 800. But they couldn't buy a house.
Why is that?
And I'm going to leave that right there because that's going to be in the next.
So
segment.
you're saying even if someone has good credit?
If you listen to what I
may not
just said,
still
their
can't.
credit score was 800. That don't mean you have good credit because your credit score 800.
But I still may not be able to get a...
That's right.
Okay,
You
well.
still may not be able to get it out. And you might make 6 figures a year. It don't mean you can still just walk into a house. None of that stuff is true. That's what the layman thinks. They think when they say, let me get myself together, they're saying, let me get my credit score right here. And, you know, then I can go and get me a house and let me... No, everything has to be positioned and it has to be placed in a format where it is now underwriting ready.
I got another question for you, Hines. And these questions that I'm throwing out are just things I've heard over the years. Do I need a 700 to get a house? Do my credit scores have to be 700?
Realistically, if you want to buy a home, you only need a 580 credit score.
What?
That's it. You remember when I started the show in 2017 when we went on the air, started the first show, and nobody really let's put it like this: the majority of the public out here did not know that you could buy a home with a 580 credit score.
A 580?
And I remember saying that in 2017, going on the air saying that.
Oh wow!
And I made a lot of enemies. You know, I wasn't trying to, but because what happens if you have a 580 credit score, what that means is that you are eligible to apply for a mortgage loan. It means that the FHA loans will allow you to put 3.5% down, and then as we work with you and do things, we will eventually, if possible, and if it's best for you, put you in a position where maybe you only need 1% down or 0% down.
And I don't want to go too deep with the questioning here, Hines, but now if I got a 580, I'm not going to have one of those adjustable rates, and I don't have to put down 20% and all that. I mean,
almost 22 years in this business, and I've never put anybody into an adjustable rate mortgage.
Right, but that don't. If I got a 5, I don't get that. I can still get a good loan.
You can still get a good loan without doing that.
Okay.
Because we don't do that. That's a special case. You got to really go into that knowing what that means. But for the person that just wants to get into their home, buy their home, make their payment, and not be worried about that, we focus not on the arms, but we focus on fixed rate. So that once you make that payment, you've paid insurance, you've paid mortgage, you've paid taxes. Okay.
So 580, I can get in, and I don't have to be scared.
And you don't have to be scared.
To kind of sum it up.
Now, I'm finna hit this while we're on it, since you keep talking, ringing at 580. 713-256-8724 is the number you need to call if you want to find out just how all this can happen for you. But I'm going to address your question.
I think we need some T-shirts that say all you need is a 580. 580, that's all you need.
No, all you need is some real talk. That's what you need is some real talk. The 580 might 580 might get you in here, but real talk is what's gonna get you where you're trying to go. Yeah,
right.
But here's what happened. Here's what happens in the general public. I say 580, so people say, oh, okay, but 580 allows you to apply for a mortgage loan. Keep this in mind. 580 doesn't allow you to walk in here and say, oh, well, so I can do the 0 down, no money down. No, 580 won't get you there.
No. Oh, does that exist? Can someone get a home with...
I don't, without us giving all the stuff away for upcoming shows.
Okay, this is just,
but I will, look, I'm going to hit that up. Man,
save it for later. Stay tuned.
Yeah.
Save it for later. We got a lot of good stuff coming.
You're going to get some stuff now. But what you need to do again, I'm going to keep saying this because this is important. Write this number down. 713-256-8724. Now write it down if you are trying to buy a home or you know someone that wants to buy a home and they've been having problems. You want to buy. Maybe you just need to come in for a consultation and find out. Maybe that's what you want to do. Maybe you're not sure. Maybe somebody has told you that it is so much safer for you to rent than it is for you to buy, for you to own. But guess what? Every time that lease ends, what happened to that rent?
Well, not only that, I think we're in a position right now in Houston where rents are going up.
Rent is equal to a mortgage payment.
Yeah, rent is not cheap.
To me, the only difference between a mortgage payment and rent, when you write it down, is rent is only 4 letters and mortgage is what, 6, 7 letters? That's it. You just spell it. Because I always say you got to pay where you lay. You got to pay the state, period. So the choice that the public has is when
I'm paying. What about you got to pay to play too?
I ain't saying that. You saying you trying to start?
I'm just
saying that.
I'm just asking.
But here's the thing. When you're paying rent, that's 100% interest. 100%. You are not getting any of that money back. It's 100%. And at the end of the lease, that interest increases in the form of a rent payment. You started out paying $1,100. Now, end of the lease, you go back, you're paying $1,300. Okay? We have dealt with people that were paying $2,500 plus. They were renting an apartment.
Mm-hmm.
They got into a home. They were either paying the same amount, but they owned the home, or they were paying less money and they owned the home.
Right. So what you're saying, Hines, if someone is looking to build stability, if you're looking to build wealth, if you're looking to maybe even pass something down to your kids or grandkids, that home ownership is the way.
Home ownership, to me, gives you a voice in whatever county or city you live in. Because, you have people running around saying, I'm a taxpayer. If you're renting your home, you're not a taxpayer, not a property taxpayer. The county's not listening to you. The owner of that property is the taxpayer. You may pay income taxes. You may pay sales tax when you go into the store. but that doesn't give you a voice, and that's not ownership or part of, as I said before, you just have to pay to stay. Wherever you stay, you got to pay. You decide how you want to spend your money.
Right.
Okay?
So now I know the people out there, there's a lot of information. A lot of information on the internet, a lot of information coming over the airwaves. I'm going to ask you this, man. This is going to be your time to shine.
I'm not going
Why should the people take our advice out of all the information that's out there?
Because the majority of the information that you read, you know what? I'm going to give this scenario. I had this happen to me.
Okay.
I was talking to a client, and as I was giving her to her information, she was challenging it and even said that I just didn't want her to buy a house or whatever, and I didn't want her to do whatever it was she was trying to do because she was reading off to me about a particular program.
Okay.
And I just told her, well, I don't care about those bold letters. That's advertisement.
Right.
Okay, I go by the fine print. I asked her, now, I'm not looking at your program, but look down at the bottom in the fine print, because I know the program, and read what it says. Now, after reading what it said, she was on my side.
Okay.
Because we work with the fine print. Because the fine print tells you, if you can satisfy the fine print, then you can participate in that program.
Right.
If you cannot satisfy the fine print, Damien, you can't participate in the program. Now, you know this as the banker, as the man that signs off on the check, as the man that says, look, give Miss Smith this $300,000, I'm signing off on it, okay?
Right.
You know that if she cannot satisfy the fine print, you're not signing the check.
No.
And not only are you not signing the check, but that the gatekeepers. Now I know people want to know. Write the number down first before I tell you this. 713-256-8724. The gatekeepers won't allow that. And the gatekeepers are the underwriters.
Right.
I mean, in the beginning, I keep saying, well, we're going to have to get you underwriting ready. Okay? That means that when we've compiled all of your paperwork, all of your documents, everything that you have to give us that we've asked you for, when we give it to the gatekeepers have to say, okay, it's okay. We'll do that. We'll authorize that. So this is just a quick lesson before we switch up.
Okay.
People say, well, what does the underwriters have to do with it? Well, the underwriters are protecting the investors or the people that are supplying you with the money. Okay? Everybody has that. No major company does not have a board of directors and all that. Even though you may be the president, you still have to go to the board.
I gotta go by the rules and regulations.
You gotta go by.
I don't make them up.
Yeah, you just can't sign it without them first saying okay, because these people on the other side that are supplying that money to you are using these gatekeepers to make sure that you're not just trying to send them some bogus paper, and then give them a loan.
Hines, I just can't give you a check for like $100,000. Say, Hines, can't do what you want to do, man.
You can't. No. I'm saying that to say this.
There's rules and regulations.
And that's what happened. That's what happened.
Yeah.
That's what was going on early on, back in the early 2000, 1990, all this. When I first got into business, the liar loans and all that. Everybody was getting houses, banks lost money. We had the crash. All of that stuff happened. But then, and I'm saying this so people will understand this, but then the lenders started enforcing one thing that had always been, even when I was sitting in the mortgage bank as a mortgage loan officer, we never used the one form called the 4506. We never used it.
What does that mean?
We didn't use. We just we didn't have to use that.
But that you talking big talk, man. Don't nobody know what that is.
But the 4506 is this.
That's big talk. That's
you
technical.
can you
man.
can
That's-
walk in and tell me you make $200,000 a year, okay? And then I'm saying, okay, that's fine. That's fine. What did you put on your taxes though? And then people start to stutter because they made that money, but they didn't put that on their taxes.
Okay.
But the 4506 says, okay, we're gonna ask the IRS what you reported to them.
See, Hines, I think Hines is going too deep.
I know I'm going deep.
You don't
I tell you, I get carried away.
Yeah, don't go too deep. Just say it like this. If you can't prove it,
We can't use
you can't use it. Keep it light.
And you can't fake it till you make it.
Yeah.
You
keep
got
it
to
light.
make it.
Right. Whenever you're getting a loan, if you can't prove
but I
it, you
will
can't
say
use it.
this. I will say this. For those people who are watching, will
You
be
was going
watching.
deep, Hines.
I know. I mean,
Yeah,
know, I
man.
get it. I'm sorry. I
You
I
was
get
going
carried
deep.
away.
Yeah, you was
Because I can't. Because people are still stuck in 3 decades ago
Yeah.
about what you can do in the real estate field
Right.
and in the mortgage field. You can't do that anymore.
Right.
I mean, and then when you do that, and here's one right now. This is the beginning of the year. You are about to file your taxes, and you are thinking about, okay, I'm finna get this money, and I'm gonna put it down on my house. Let me just tell you this. If you made $100,000, whatever you made, and you're trying to buy a house, you need to show it, because we're not gonna go by that gross. We're gonna go by what you reported to the IRS. That's your buying power. If you made $100,000, you reported to the IRS, you made 50, or when I say reported, I mean that you had so many deductions and all that you just ended up with $50,000. Then that's your buying power, $50,000.
Even if I made 100.
I don't care if you made 109.
What if I made 200?
Well, you shouldn't have showed that, because when we sitting at 4506 and the IRS say, well, no, he told us he made 50. Then they gonna say, well, shoes, you owe us taxes on another $150,000. So now you got a tax debt.
So in other words, if you can't prove it, you can't use it.
Can't use it.
Yeah,
So
long
while
story
you was
short.
trying to save that money because you want to get you some money back, because you thought you was gonna come see us and get a house, you didn't know, because you didn't come to us first to find out what you needed to do. So you put all the wrong stuff on your tax return.
So I think the best thing to do is just call in, get a free
Best thing to do
consultation.
is write the number down, 713-256-8724. Come in, sit down, call up, make your appointment, come in, sit down. Find out what you should be doing, what you shouldn't be doing. And I'm going to say this, I have nothing against credit repair, because I have friends that do credit repair. I have people
Hines is
close
after
to
everybody
me.
today, ain't he?
I mean, I'm just
He have the
coming.
Credit
I'm just
Karma,
letting
the
you
credit
know
repair man?
this is what's going to be happening on the show.
Okay, Hines got a.
This is what's going to be happening.
You got your laser out, man.
Man,
on
they
everybody
gonna
today.
we gonna talk about credit repair.
Okay.
We see, because I'm gonna tell you why I always say that, because we do what I call putting you into home buying position.
That's right.
Making you underwriting ready.
Right.
And unfortunately, when people go do credit repair at some places,
Right.
they still come back thinking they're ready.
Right.
But by the time we get hold to them and they find out, they have that big awe on their face.
Why do you think that is? That people go over there, they think they're in, they come back, and they're still at square one. Why do you think that is?
Because, and I'm going to let you answer this because my tongue get tired when I try to say this. Because when we're trying to make you underwriting ready, okay, and we submit to underwriting, and this is really your deal, so I'm going to pass it on to you.
Okay.
And we submit to underwriting. What happens is when the underwriters go back and review, they go a little bit deeper than standard credit repair. There's a couple of programs or systems that they use, and you know the names of them.
There's a gazillion checks that happen.
that they use, and then you come back and say, well, shoot, that happened when I was 20.
Right.
You might be 25 now. I don't know, but the point is, they go so deep that even they surprise us with stuff.
Yeah. So I think everything has its place, but when it comes to getting a mortgage, there are certain rules and regulations that only a mortgage professional is going to know.
That's it.
And to get that specialized knowledge, that in-depth knowledge, you need to go give us a call. Go ahead and give them the number.
713-256-8724. Call, make your appointment, come in, get yourself placed into a home buying position. Make sure that your profile is underwriting ready so you can hold up that key with me in the mortgage office and say, hey, I'm a new home owner.
I got a question, Hines, that just hit me. This is real talk, right? So we want to talk about real situations, okay? Mm-hmm. And this happened to a lot of brothers out there. Mm-hmm. What if I owe back child support?
Dan, I tell you what, we're going to save that question because that was a good question what you were about
to ask. That's real talk. That happened to a lot of brothers,
that takes a little time. So look, write the number down, 713-256-8724. Call us, come in, get your appointment, come in and find out. And maybe you need the answer to that question, okay? But we will pick it up next week on next week's show. Hey, we are Dwayne Hines, Damian Hughes.
The Double D's.
Of Real Talk Real Estate. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Peace.